Hey, how is everyone doing? Now, another day that I want to discuss something very important when it comes to US immigration and visa. So there is this part that you need to know is the form, which are these forms that you need and what point do you need them? Before we go into the common forms, I want to go back to um, give a brief overview of the type of visas that we have because the forms that you're going to fill will depend on the type of visa that you're applying for. So I did that, but I want to go over it again one more time. There are two types of visas. That is for immigrant, those who are coming to US permanently, and non-immigrant, those who are coming to stay here temporarily. So, like I did last time, I just want to go through them. Um, so non-immigrant include the tourism visa, that is B1 and B2, a study visa when you're coming to study, that is either through F1, M1, and J1. Temporary work, that is H1B, H2B, and H2A, and L1, O1, P. Those are the visas within temporary work visa. And then there's investor business visa, which is either E1 or E2. Then there are special kind of visas. For example, K1 for fiancé and for victims of trafficking um, and victims of any challenge that may occur. So you may want to consider visas that include U and T. Now, when you go to migrant visas, those are visas that allow you to stay here permanently. Then we have DV lottery, which is common for countries that don't have so many of their citizens in this country, US. We have employment-based visas from EB1 to EB5. Then we have family-based visas that is for immediate family or family of US citizen or green card or holder. And then humanitarian visas, those are visas that are given to asylees uh, or people who are fleeing their country based on humanitarian grounds. So those are type of visas that you need to know. And so the forms that we're going to discuss today are those forms that are either given by the Department of State. They could also be given out by USCIS, that is US Citizenship and Immigration Services, or Department of Labor. So I will try to explain these forms one by one, what the name they're used, the name that is used to refer to them, um, what they are for. And so I will start with the ones that are given by USCIS, that is US Citizenship and Immigration Services. So those forms, most of them are forms that start with I. And there are two which start with N, but the rest start with I. So for example, I want to discuss form number one, which is I-129. So this is a form for non-immigrant worker. So if you want to come here on temporary visa, and so that means you are an immigrant. So the petitioning or the person or the organization or the company doing this for you will may probably let you know that there's a form you need to fill out, which is I-129. So whether it's going to be H1B O or O1, P, L1 visas. Those are the type of visas that allows you to work in US on a temporary basis. And so you'll need to fill out Form 129. And by the way, all these forms I'm talking about, they're available. You can download them from our platform. That is navismatai.com, www.navismatai.com. We have all these forms. You can be able to download them, see how they have a preview, how they look like before you start filling them out. Of course, our platform can be able to help you fill them out, but that's a topic for another day. So let me go to the second type of form, that is I-130 form. So that is for petitioning for a relative or alien relative. So this is to establish the family-based green card application. So if, for example, you're here and you have someone, a relative out of the country and you want to help them come here, then you start with Form 130, that is for supporting family-based green cards. There's another one, Form 131, that is application for travel document. So this will include a document called advance parole, which is a document to allow you to travel and have a re-entry into the country, into the US. This document could also include refugee travel documents or re-entry permit. So if you here and you don't have a way of coming back, then you need to fill out this form 131 to allow you to be able to come or have entry into the country. Now, the other form is Form 134. This is a declaration of financial support. This is demonstrate financial support for a visa application. So, for example, you coming in on a tourism visa, that's B1, B2, for example. Then you want to demonstrate that you have the financial capability or support. Then you fill for this Form 134. Now, another is 140. So Form 140 is for immigrant petitioning for alien worker. So, for example, employment-based green card. So it's different. Remember, we talked about non-immigrant, but here we talk about immigrant. So if you are petitioning for immigrants, somebody who plan to come here permanently, remember, just talk about the two types of visas. So in this case, you don't fill out Form 130, you fill Form 140, which is for employment green-based card. So we talk about EB1 to EB5. So EB1, EB2, EB3, EB4, EB5. So you fill out Form 140, that's what you fill out. Now, there's 1485. This is application for registrar to register permanent residency. So it's called status adjustment form. So, for example, you are asylee, you want to apply for green card. This is what you use. Whatever you want to change your status from the current to another, most likely to a permanent resident or green card, then you use form 485. There's a form again called I-539. That's application to extend or change non-immigrant status. So, for example, you want to change or extend your temporary visa. For example, B1, B2. I've had cases where people they come in on B1, which is a tourist visa or tourism visa, and then they want to change, or F1, they want to change. So you consider this from 5 through 9. And then there's Form I-765, application for employment authorization. So if you are here and you are legally allowed to work, and then you're looking for work permit, which is otherwise known as EAD, especially when you have a pending case, that is asylum pending case or DACA or PT for students, then you apply user form I-765, which is for EAD or work permit. Now, there's a form called I-864, a form I-864 affidavit of support. This is to prove that a green card applicant has adequate financial support. So the person applying should be able to prove that they have financial support for you so for you to prove that, you need this form, I-846. Sorry, I-864. And then there's a form I-912, a request for fee waiver. This request waiver of USCIS filing fee based on financial hardship. So if you're not able to pay a particular fee, then you fill out this form, which is I-912. It allows you to be able to get waiver for fee filing. Now, another form is I-751. This is petition to remove condition on residence for conditional green card holders to apply for permanent status. So yeah, if there's a condition, then you use that to remove that condition. Then there's form I-90, application to replace permanent resident card. So for example, you want to renew or replace a green card after the expiry date or expiration, then you use form I-90 to be able to do that. Then there's form I-821, application for temporary protection status. So for eligible nationals of designated country to apply TPS. So TPS is temporary protection status. This is, I think it's been going on in the media for some countries, from some foreigners or immigrants from certain countries from South America. So yeah, so they use that form. Then there is form I-821D, consideration for deferred action for childhood arrival. That is otherwise known as DACA. That is a deferred action for childhood arrival. So if you want DACA request and renewal, then you use form I-821D. There's form form I-589, which is the application for asylum and withholding removal. So you come to this country and you want to apply for asylum. This is the form that you're using. It's called I-589. It's a common form. So it's for asylum seekers. There's a form I-360, petition for widower or special immigrant. So this is for special categories of migrants called, I would say, example would be VAWA, religious workers, and etc. etc. So they use form I-360. Now, so that is as far as USCIS forms are concerned. Remember, I said they're the I and N. So let me talk about N. There are two. So there's N 400, which is application for naturalization. So for a lawful permanent resident to apply for citizenship. So you're moving from either green card holder or being a permanent resident to becoming a citizen. Then you apply, you use form N400. There's form N600. This application for certificate of citizenship. So for individuals who acquire citizenship through parents. So if your parents become citizen and then you get your green card through your parents, then you apply, use form N600 to be able to get your citizenship. Now, I said these forms, they're either given to you by USCIS, Department of State, or Department of Labor. So let's look at the forms that are given out by Department of State. And so this includes those forms that you fill out when you're doing application from your own country. So if, for example, you're in a country, you're applying for non-immigrant visa, that is, for example, B1, B2, F1, or H1B. So then you use a form called DS-160. This is done online. So it's done online. It's what you're filling in when you're applying to come to US, mostly for non-immigrants. Okay, so there's 260, DS-260. That is for immigrant. So if you're coming in as an immigrant, then you fill out Form 260 instead of 160. So 260 is used for applying for immigrant visa well outside the US. So when we're here is different, but when you are outside, then you apply. Remember, I just said DS 160 is used for non-immigrant for those who are applying well they are not in the US. So there's DS 261. So online choice of address and change of address. So select how you want. Oh, sorry. This for you, for example, when you have applied and then you want to choose to which address origin that you should be able to be receiving communication. So that is use 2DS 261 to be able to either make a choice on the address or select how you want to receive communication about your visa case. Now there's DS 2019, DS 2019 Certificate of Eligibility for Exchange Visa. Visitor, I remember one of the visas is J1, which I talked about, the visa between with like under student or a program exchange. So if you're coming in with J1, then you will need to fill in DS 2019. It's of course issued by sponsors to apply for J1 visa. So whoever is sponsoring your program exchange should be able to give you that so that you can be able to fill it out. Then there's from DS 234. Now, this special immigrant visa biodata form required for country special other specific country like Afghan and Iraqi allies. So that's form that you need to fill out if you're coming from those country and you fall within special immigrant visa biodata form. There is DS 5535. So this is a supplemental question for visa play. So for example, and this is even I remember receiving this form. So it's for additional background or security information, otherwise known as administrative process. So it's DS 5535. Now those are the forms that you get from the State Department of State. So they are forms given when you're outside the US. They are not given when you're within the US. Now, there is a form, there are forms which are given by Department of Labor. And so these are forms that include ETA 9035, that's the labor condition application, required when you're applying for H1B, H1B and E visas or E3, non-immigrant visas. And then there's ETA 9089, application for permanent employment certification. And then there's ETA 9141, application for prevailing wage conditions. Now, other special forms include AR11, alien change of address code, and then there's G28, notice of entry of appearance as attorney, and then G1145, that's e-notification for application or petition acceptance. Now, this form, like I mentioned, they are available on our platform, and we expect that you can be able to download them, fill them out. If you need our assistance, we can be able to assist you, not as lawyers, but as people who use tech to simplify, to streamline immigration process. That brings me to uh, um, letting you know that this program is sponsored by Navismart AI, which is an AI-powered platform that is meant to simplify immigration process for any individual or immigration service providers, saving you cost, time, and of course making the process seamlessly simple, easier, faster, efficient. Hope this information helps. Go down to our website, www.navismartai.com, and you get these forms available. You can download them, you can fill them out, and hope that it will help you. Bye for now.